Hello, I'm Philip Hodgkinson. I'm the Pharmacy Superintendent of MedFX Limited. I'm doing this video to go through the prescription and sales orders legal restrictions. There's quite a lot to get through, and we need to be careful of how we supply our products so that we don't become illegal. There's 6 main categories of regulations, and then that applies to the products and the countries and also the practitioners. Okay, so let's crack on. Legal categories. The first legal category is POM, or prescription only medicine. Now this has usually got a little box on the product. Let's just have a look at that one. There's a big one on the bottom there. So these are the most potentially dangerous products. So then you need to be prescribed and regulated so that the practitioner who is giving those out knows what they're doing with them. They can interact with other products. They're not used for certain patients. So that's their particular legal category. The next one down is a pharmacy medicine. That's usually got a little P on it. Now you can buy those in a pharmacy under a pharmacist's supervision. Next category down is one that doesn't have either of those. It's not a POM, it's not a P. So in theory it can be sold to the general public. Not in this case for the filler, because it's quite a technical product. So we only supply to certain practitioners fillers, but in the legal category it's not a P or a POM. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is a sales order or a prescription. So let's just introduce our first bit of Lego as a visual aid. A prescription. So a prescriber, if they've passed their prescribing qualifications, can write a prescription. It has to have the name and address of a patient. It has the prescriber's name and address. It needs to have the product in exact description and quantity, and it needs to be signed and dated. Now the advantage of a prescription is that you don't pay VAT. No VAT, 20 or 23% off, depending if you're in the Republic Islands or Northern Ireland. A sales order is the other type of supply that we get, and you do pay VAT on those. Just a word about prescriptions. We can see a copy of a prescription, and we can start dispensing against that. They have to send the original to us where ink has touched paper. They need to send that to us within 72 hours. Okay, good. Number 3, sales order license not yet. Okay, so we can do sales orders for products except blood products and specials or unlicensed products. So blood products is these. They've got some human albumin in them, so they're classed as a blood product. We haven't yet got our license, so we can't put those two on a sales order. And the other product is this bacteriostatic, and it's a very useful thing for diluting down the toxins. That hasn't got a license in the UK or the Republic of Ireland, so we call it a special, and we haven't got a sales order license yet for specials, so you're not allowed to have bacteriostatic on a sales order. Okay, stock of POMs. Now let's start talking about some of our prescribers and practitioners that we're going to be supplying. The idea behind this next regulation is that doctors and dentists can in theory see a lot of different patients throughout the day, whereas pharmacists and nurses would see the odd patient, and they would see them and then issue a prescription if they're a prescriber. Doctors and dentists see a vast amount of people, so they need to have a stock of prescription only medicines. Okay, so let's introduce a doctor and a dentist. There we go, doctor and a dentist, so they can hold stock of POMs. Okay, let's introduce a nurse and a pharmacist in yellow and red. So even if they are a prescriber, they cannot hold stock of POMs. They can hold stock of Ps and non-POMs, but they cannot hold stock of POMs. Our next category of people is nurses and pharmacists, and then dental hygienists and dental therapists. Now these haven't got prescribing qualifications. They can't hold stock of POMs. But if they get help from one of the other guys who are prescribers, the nurse prescriber, the pharmacist prescriber, or a doctor and dentist, if they write a prescription for them, they can then receive stock of items. And so let's just make a difference here then. So we've got the nurse, pharmacist, dental hygienist, dental therapist. Now they're ones who have no prescribing qualifications, and they've got no prescriber for them. So they're called, we call those with no face-to-face prescriber. What we mean by face-to-face is that if you are a non-prescriber and you want to have a prescription for someone who has got the prescribing qualifications will need to see the patient face to face. It's no good over Skype. It's no good over, over a phone call. They have to see the patient face to face. Okay, so if you're a non-prescriber and you want a prescription, you have to send them along to a prescriber and they have to see them face to face. Okay, so that's gone into our stock of POMs and a little bit about face to face. Okay, so the next one, number 5, we're getting along quite nicely here. Republic of Ireland PA licence. That's a product authorisation licence. Let's just introduce something that has got that. So, and let's just compare it to what's in the UK and Northern Ireland. So that's a PA licence. It's got a PA and then a number behind it. So in the Republic, if you need to supply something to them, it needs to have a PA licence. Okay, if a product has got that PA licence, you can supply it to all practitioners. If it hasn't got the PA licence, and there's no alternative product, a dentist and doctor only can have that product, but we have to notify the HPRA, which is the Irish version of the MHRA. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that again. If you've got no PA licence, and there's no alternative product, then a doctor and dentist only can have that, and you have to notify the HPRA. Okay, so that means that in the Republic of Ireland, if you've got no PA licence, this one has. If you've got no PA licence, there we go. What's got the no PA licence? Bocature there. Got no PA licence. A doctor and dentist can have that in the Republic, but we have to notify the HPRA. Okay, let me just make the final distinction with that. So nurse, pharmacist, nurse, pharmacist, dental hygienist and dental therapist cannot have that product. Okay, so we can't even notify the HPRA that we supplied it to. We're not allowed to supply a non-PA licensed product to the Republic of Ireland. Okay. There is a proviso there, of course. These things are quite technical. So if something has got a PA licence and there is an alternative available, we cannot supply that to anybody. We have to supply that to, we have to source the PA licensed product. Let's give an example of that. Okay, now this is erythromycin. It's got a PL licence, so we can apply that to Northern Ireland and into the UK, but there is a PA available for the Republic of Ireland. We don't stock that, and as we don't stock that and it is potentially available, we cannot supply that even to doctors and dentists. So that's another different category there for you. Last but not least, bulk or single patient. Prescriptions can only be given to a patient if quantities can be justified. Okay, so we do have little limits available. So you can have 5 dual packs of Azalor, no more than that in 3 months. What else can we say? So yes, you can have up to 20 fillers in a month, and you can have up to 10 LMX in a month. But we cannot justify further bulk products. For example, we've got 100 syringes there. You wouldn't want to use that on a single patient. They'd be in extreme pain, and so they're not available to get on a prescription. That's what we call a bulk product. Okay, so they're not on prescription. Okay, I'm just going to set up everything else to go to the next part of the video. Okay, so that's introduced the basic legal categories in our supply and a few of the different prescribers and the different countries, and we're going to then deal with each one and what products they can and can't have sales order and prescription in Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland. Okay, thank you.